So now let's move on to scenario planning. Scenario planning is a management tool that's designed to help organizations evaluate the efficacy of their strategies and tactics and plans under a range of possible future environments. And this is an important aspect. When we are doing forecasting, we actually take a look at the most probable future and we forecast around that. With scenario planning, we're going to take a look at a selection of plausible futures. We're going to, for a moment, not worry about the probability of any of them. And in these various scenarios, we can begin understanding the dynamics. So these are the plausible futures, but of those, some of them are merely possible, others will be the most probable, and yet others may be, for example, the desired future. So these are various scenarios. All are plausible, some are more probable, and some are more desired. So this is important because the probable future, the one that we often set our forecasts around, is only one of many. And if we only go for that probable future plan, then if the world turns out differently than our assumptions, the economy changes or competitors shift and so forth, all of a sudden we're out of options. Scenario planning allows us to understand what those multiple options are and make sure that we are able to adapt to those different scenarios if they unfold in the future. So let's take a look at, for example, where we were in 2007. 2007, Dow Jones was almost at 14,000. We had a U.S. unemployment rate at 4.5%. Oil was only $45 a barrel. The U.S. Canadian exchange rate was 95 cents, and the economy in the UK was growing at 3%. Now, we would have based a bunch of forecasts around that, but in truth, the future was significantly different. Dow Jones imploded. It was less than 9,000 just over a year later. The U.S. unemployment rate was up to 6.5 and heading towards 10. The oil price had gone up to $140 and then cavitated down to 40. The U.S. Canadian exchange rate was now disfavorable at 1.25, and the UK economy was now shrinking at 5%. So no forecast would have given us the agility in our organizations to respond to that, and that's caused a big bump in the road for many organizations. If organizations had been running multiple scenarios, whether they're probable or not, at least we would have had an understanding of what that business model would look like, and therefore the levers that we might need to change in our organizations to accommodate that new future when it came. The essence of the approach I'm going to share with you is from the Scenario Planning Mag written by Dave Axon. Please contact CMA if you want a copy of this mag. In it, David describes the 6 steps for building a great scenario plan. And I'm going to step you through each one, but we need to define the objective and scope of the scenarios, figure out what are the key drivers in that part of the organization and external and internal environments, collect and analyze the data so that we can then develop the scenarios and apply them. Then, of course, you have to continuously update them.